Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel and our Unheralded Dynasty. This is episode 2. Hopefully you're able to dive into the first one where I laid everything out, kind of everything we're doing here and how we're going to build this program. For this episode, we're working through this entire season. You can see we're in the year 2027. I want to get to 2028. That's going to be about 5 years out. Get all the actual players out. Again, in my Dynasty universes, I like to just have the computer-generated players in there, and so that's what we're going for. But I wanted to get my own recruiting class in before we start playing every game. So we'll go through week by week. We'll recruit. We'll kind of jump into some of the scouting emails, and you'll get a glimpse at some of the other things we're going to add in throughout this Dynasty recruiting-wise. Let's advance to the first week and see what we've got. All right, so week 0, we got a bye. Recruiting-wise, Jolly has Texas State after him. He's going to be our number 1 priority. I think we can, as a 3-star, I think we can just put 50. So I think we're going to find 7 guys that we can just put 50 on. Charbonnet, I don't think we'll need one right now. I'm hoping we can get 7 guys signed. Guys like Charbonnet, we can go after a little bit later. But Milburn, we're going to get 50 on. Babcock would be nice to get. We're going to put 50 on him. And so I really have to be strategic about who I'm going after. If we're the only team that's offered them, most likely I will not go after them. But then like Eifert here, power right tackle, Air Force is jumping on him. We'll get him 50. Okay, so I got 3 guys left. For Roberta, we'll pass on. Wake, as an athlete, I'm just going to come back to him and see what we got at D tackle and guard. See if we need to go after him. Tapple, wait on. Small looks like we're the only team after him, so maybe this athlete Wake we don't need to go after. If we get Small. For Dunes, we're not going to go after. We got a QB. Baraka. It's either Baraka or Boone. We'll go after Baraka here. I just don't know how to say his last name. Machukwu? Machukwu. Okay, Boone, we're looking good. Toner. Got a JUCO guy. JUCO guys are tougher to get than I thought. As I look back, I kind of reflect on other dynasties I run, or now I've paid attention more. JUCO guys go fairly quick. Folk at tight end, we look okay. So we get 2 scholarships left. We need to decide what we needed on. Is it going to be offensive line? Heaney could use one. DeLuca, Lawrence. You got to choose between some of those guys. Madden looks okay. Clay, but we're already after D end. And Cookus looks okay. So maybe Clay we take off the board. Laporta looks good. Bavaro is okay. We're going to need an outside linebacker, so maybe it's Jasmine or Young. I mean, all the linebackers are going to have somebody after him, I think. Yeah. Except for Sparks. Machado looks good. Cabral we don't go after because we got Machado. Halen. Rust. So because Rust looks okay, maybe we don't go after Halen. Now it's a matter of determining who we need, and I think we need another offensive lineman. So we're going to go after DeLuca. We're first on his board. I could probably get away with going 40 on everybody, but I don't want to risk it. And so we're just going to go 50 and to make it just kind of even and easy. So I think linebacker is the other one. We'll go after Dante Ware. So we'll get him 50, and then we'll move him up too. So everybody we're going after has another team after them, and then we try to let these guys that were the only ones after them, try to let them just go, and hopefully we can stay on their board. This early in the process, we're going to leave guys like, where did I see Wake? Like Rashad Wake will leave on. See how long we can stay in the battle. Because I don't know that 3-stars, I don't know that teams put a lot of points into them. So I think we can hang around. And I think putting 50 in the guys is going to help us really jump ahead of a lot of these teams. And then Sun needs a scholarship. You find somebody who maybe first on the board. So Eifert. We'll get him to 40, and then we can get Sun a scholarship so we can move up his board, and then we'll add 5 to Jolly because I really want to jump ahead and get him. Okay, so that's our board. We got 7 guys we're after. Everybody's got a scholarship. We're going to see how it shakes out over the weeks. Week 0, no game. Let's jump ahead. So coach prestige at C-. Hopefully we can get that to go up over time. We got a cornerback, Hester. I think he's a senior though. That may want to transfer out. Okay, so we made a really good jump with Jolly, where this is what I was hoping. Yeah, putting 50 on somebody really allows us to jump ahead. we'll see how the other teams adjust, but we got into first. We'll keep that Charbonnet looking good. Wake, we still went up. Looks like Sam Houston put points into him. Redunes looks like we're probably going to fall out of. I'm actually going to take Redunes off. You won't have a chance on him. Like Heaney, again, Texas State not really putting any points into him. Looks like we're gaining more with our scholarship than they are. Same with Lawrence. Nobody's really putting points into Clay. Nobody's really putting points into Jasmine or Young. Gallegos, I thought middle linebacker would kind of do this. We're going to take Gallegos off. Well, it stinks. It'd be great to get him. Spalding, Texas State is going after him. Wilcox, looks like Memphis is going after him. Sparks were okay. Machado. Cabral, Texas State is going after him. We're going to stay at number 2, so I think we'll leave. Wyoming's not putting any points into Halen. We can stay there. Rust looks good. Sun, I think we'll just continue to climb up. So we got 5 more hours. We're going to throw him into Milburn. We got Baraka into his top 5. Let's see if we can hard sell him. Okay, it's game time. Prestigious. So we'll soft sell both of those. Excellent. Okay, everything else looks good. All right, and it looks like we got an email from Al about a player who reached out, Emanuel Flott. Let's see what he has to say about Emanuel. Here's what Al says. Coach, you wouldn't believe how many offensive line tapes we sift through each week, but every now and then, one stops me in my tracks. Emanuel Flott from Conway High School in South Carolina sent over his huddle highlights yesterday, and I've watched it 3 times already. In his message, he mentioned following our development approach and how he believes we could help him reach his potential. Said he's willing to put in the work if given the opportunity. Those are the kind of hungry players we're looking for. Here's a quick profile. 2-star, offensive tackle with gem potential. He's 6'5", 329, massive frame with room to add good weight. He's got a power blocking tendency, 93% blocking grade senior year. His team rushed for 2,400 plus yards behind his side. He only gave up 2 sacks in 11 games. He was a team captain and led them to the state quarterfinals. What jumps out? His raw power jumps off the screen immediately. When he gets his hands on defenders, the play is over. What surprised me most was his footwork. Much better than you'd expect for someone his size. He's not just a big body. He's athletic for 329 pounds. Has a natural knee bend that can't be taught, and a mean streak that shows up in how he finishes blocks. A couple of best sequences on huddle. Pancakes a defensive end, then finds a linebacker at the second level. Next is a pull block that shows surprising mobility, clears out the edge completely. Next clip is a pass protection against a speed rusher. He shows excellent recovery technique. Then in the next clip, he drive blocks his man 8 yards downfield and plants him on his back. In the last clip, picks up a blitz and adjusts mid-play when the rusher changes direction. Some character research. I reached out to his head coach after watching the film. Said Emanuel maintains a 3.2 GPA while helping care for his younger siblings at home. Hasn't missed a workout in 2 years, despite working weekends at his uncle's construction business. Coach mentioned he's the first one in the weight room every morning at 5:30 a.m. Teammates voted him team captain as a junior. Rare for an offensive lineman. My take? This is a classic example of a player whose ranking doesn't match his potential. His technique needs refinement, but you can't teach his size, power, or work ethic. With our development program focusing on his footwork and hand placement, I see a multi-year starter who could anchor our line. His attitude and work ethic align perfectly with our program culture. I've already responded to set up a Zoom call with him and his family. I think he could be one of those foundation pieces for our Unheralded Dynasty. His huddle link is in your inbox. Let me know your thoughts. Al. Okay, so once again, Al coming through with a great prospect for us. Let's see if we can find him. All right, here he is, Emanuel Flott. I heard enough from Al. Let's add him to our board. We're actually going to take 50 off of Jolly. We're actually going to take 5 off of Jolly and use that to offer Emanuel. All right, week 1. We are taking on Louisiana Tech. By the numbers, Looks like it's going to be a competitive game. They're highlighting their middle linebacker, Colton Deckard. And there's a look at the Creole Plains Conference. Louisiana Tech and Texas A&M are the only ones that have played games. All right, let's move on to the next week. Okay, looking good on a lot of these guys getting into the top 5. We got a level up. So we got 20 points here. So we leveled up twice. We ended up beating Louisiana Tech, it looks like. Quick box score. 401 yards total offense. 103 rushing yards. 266 passing. Third down conversion needs some work. 1 turnover. And we won the time of possession. So good first win. All right, coaching-wise, I'm going to dive into recruiter first. Obviously, recruiting is my favorite part of the game. So we're going to get these guys so it takes less time to scout them. So we'll go D-line, QB, I think running back, and then we'll go defensive back. Quick look at our offensive defensive coordinator here. We got Andrew Edmonds. He's got an F prestige. Again, we're just a lot of new coaches here taking over a team and trying to build it the right way. Defensively, we got Joshua Leff. He's going to be more of a tactician, which is great. That helps us out. Then Andrew Edmonds is actually an elite recruiter. So happy to have both those guys on staff. They're really going to help us build this program. Looks like a rivalry game this week, the I-35 Showdown. Quick look at the conference standings. We got Texas State this week in a rivalry game. Tulane, LSU off to a good start, as well as Rice. Texas A&M took a loss in week 2. So glad to see we got Texas State in our conference, keeping that rivalry alive. Let's jump into recruiting. Keep making really good ground here on Jolly. So we sent the house on Jolly the first 2 weeks here. And I just want to give you a rundown of what that looks like with our coaching staff and our program. All right, so here's what it looks like when we send the house. And I'll maybe pop this up on the screen as well. But we kind of break it down, a coordinated approach. Coach O'Connell personally leads the effort, reviewing Alex's film with the entire offensive staff. O'Connell assigns his QB coach to prepare a customized development plan, highlighting how they'll enhance Alex's already exceptional field vision. Then the offensive coordinator creates a presentation showing specific game situations where Alex's field general mentality would thrive in their system. Not his field general tendency, but the field general mental skill, right? His ability to be able to break down defenses. And then our lead scout, Al Ways-Becruten, compiles a detailed packet about how previous overlooked QBs flourished in O'Connell's system. Then we had a personal touch. O'Connell schedules a video call with Alex and his parents, bringing in the offensive coordinator and QB coach. The staff coordinates to ensure someone is in constant contact. So a morning text from the QB coach, an afternoon check-in from the OC, and then an evening call from Coach O'Connell. We send Alex customized video breakdowns of his high school film with notes on how his pre-snap reads would transition perfectly to our offense. And then the staff researches Alex's favorite NFL quarterbacks and draws comparisons to how he could develop similarly in their system. Then a psychological approach. O'Connell doesn't just praise Alex's arm talent, he specifically acknowledges his mental processing and his decision making. The staff emphasizes their development philosophy. We don't just coach players, we empower decision makers. Then they share stories of how they give their quarterbacks autonomy to make adjustments at the line of scrimmage. And O'Connell personally explains how their practice structure will challenge and refine Alex's already impressive field general abilities. And then for the authentic connection, rather than generic pitches, every interaction focuses on Alex's specific development path. The staff shares honest assessments of their current QB room and their realistic opportunity for early playing time. They connect Alex with their former quarterbacks who thrived in their system, and O'Connell personally commits to being directly involved in Alex's development, not just delegating to position coaches. So there you have it. That's what it looks like when Coach O'Connell and his staff send the house to a recruit. They touch on so many different aspects of recruiting, and they make sure it's known that they will do everything they can to develop Alex into an NFL caliber quarterback, and they use past results as proof that they can do it, that they have done it, and they show them specific plans of how they're going to make that happen. So every recruit who we send the house to gets that kind of treatment, right? The coordinated approach, the personal touch, the psychological approach, and then the authentic connection is what we focus on when we send the house. And that strategy has allowed us to really pull ahead of Texas State. But now that we've sent the house a couple weeks, really developed a connection with Alex Jolly, now we're going to go in for the hard sell. And it looks like Alex's perfect pitch, based on our interactions with him, is aspirational. He wants to be in a championship contending program. He wants great athletic facilities, and he wants to be close to home. So with that, we'll hard sell him, and then we'll just continue to DM him, continue to stay in contact with him daily. And it will be every coach checking in with him in his DMs. It'll be Coach O'Connell, it'll be the OC, it'll be our quarterback coach, maybe our passing game coordinator. Everyone is going to kind of just continue to stay in contact with him. We really want Alex Jolly at UTSA. We think he's going to lead us to conference championships and hopefully into the college football playoff if we can continue to surround him with players like himself. All right, so we're hard selling Alex on aspirational. We'll take a look at what that hard sell looks like in the next coming weeks. Dante Ware, we're going to hard sell. Could be prestigious, could be student of the game. So we'll soft sell both. Prestigious, we'll soft sell student of the game. And we'll find out. I think we can hard sell him next week. Milburn, we're making really good ground in his top 5. We're going to hard sell him if we've got the right information. Could be hometown hero. Looks like it's hometown hero for Willie Milburn. I think with a B+ and a C, I think we can hard sell him. We'll try it. And then we'll add DM the player as well. And we'll take a look at what our DMs look like. That might be for next season. We'll see. Maybe the second half of this season. But I want to dive into what a DM would look like for a player we're going after. Babcock will hard sell. We'll see what we can get for him. Could be it's game time. Looks like it's game time. And I don't know if you noticed when we set up the recruiting board, but we got a lot of guys that don't have a deal breaker. I think for what we're trying to build, we don't really want to deal with deal breakers at this time. Plus, our grades aren't really that good. We try to stay away from playing style, championship contender for the most part, and I think those are the main two. Pro potential is another tough one. But we got Baraka next. Let's see, which one was it for him? Okay, it's game time. So we'll add it's game time as a hard sell. Sam Houston has a visit with Baraka, but I'm hoping our hard sell can help us just jump ahead where their visit in week 10, hopefully we've got him signed by then. All right, Eifert's going to stay the same. He's not in his top 5. And then DeLuca, we'll see if we can hard sell him. What have we got, George? He's aspirational as well. We got an A-, C-, C. I think that's good enough. Get that on him. Okay, so our top 7 guys, we're making really good ground on. I just want to check in with the other guys. Charbonnet still, Rossi. I think for most of these guys, we should be okay. Wake, we kind of knew Sam Houston was going after him. Tap, we keep making good ground. Small, Boone, Toner, Folk, Heaney, we're still doing okay. Lawrence, we're okay. Madden, Clay, I think we're still okay. Cookus, Laporta, Bavaro, Jasmine still fine. Young still fine. Sparks, Machado, Cabral may have to take off, but we've got room. We'll leave him. Halen, Rust, okay. Sun, I think we're going to keep making progress here. We don't have a pipeline for these guys, but I think they'll stick around until later in the season, and then we can really go after them. Okay, so we got another email from Al. Looks like he found a JUCO right tackle that he wants us to take a look at. Jayson Lutrus. Let's go find him. All right, there he is. Nobody's after him. Coach Ways-Becrutin has found us another one. Let's see what he has to say about Jayson. Coach, I just spent 3 days scouting the Pacific Northwest JUCO circuit. I can't stop thinking about one player, Jayson Lutrus. A right tackle from Bellevue Community College is exactly the kind of overlooked talent we build our program around. Quick profile, 3-star JUCO right tackle, 6'6", 330, power blocking tendency, first team all-conference last season. His team averaged 5.7 yards per carry running behind him. He only allowed 1 sack in 11 games. He's a team captain, and he led the offensive line room. What jumps out? His combination of size and athleticism is rare at any level. When I first saw him in warm-ups, I thought he might be too stiff based on his frame. But then practice started. He moves like a much smaller man, but anchors with the power of someone his size. What impressed me the most was his hand technique. Already shows professional level punch timing and placement. The best sequences Al filmed during one-on-one drills, he stonewalled their best pass rusher 3 straight reps. In team period, pulled on a counter and cleared out 2 defenders on the edge. He showed exceptional recovery on a twist stunt that would have beaten most tackles. He pancaked a DT on a down block and climbed to seal off the linebacker. Pass protection footwork drill looked as smooth as any 4-star prospect I've seen. Character notes. After practice, I spoke with his position coach and head coach. Both raved about his leadership and work ethic. Apparently, he was a basketball player in high school who grew into his frame late, which explains his footwork. Maintains a 3.5 GPA and tutors younger linemen. Had to overcome a torn ACL as a senior in high school, which is why he went the JUCO route. That adversity seems to have fueled his determination. My take? This is a day 1 starter at right tackle who could anchor that side for 2 years. His basketball background gives him unusual mobility, and his late physical development means his ceiling is still way above his current level. What stands out most is how coachable he is. His position coach mentioned he implements technical adjustments faster than anyone he's coached. I've already exchanged numbers with him and his coach. With his JUCO experience and physical maturity, he could be an immediate impact player while still having significant development potential in our system. I'm scheduling a follow-up visit next week to speak with him more extensively. This is exactly the kind of player we win with. Let me know your thoughts. Al. Okay, once again, Al, bring in the heat. We are on Jayson Lutrus. Let's get back to our board. Offer him a scholarship. Hopefully, nobody else kind of catches on to Jayson. I mean, he's got the big schools after him. And if we don't get points on him soon, we may not climb up his board. So let's see who can we maybe take points off that we're really jumping ahead. Maybe Eifert? Yeah, I think Eifert. We'll take 40 off Eifert. This might be a risky move, but we got to jump up on Jayson's board. I think 40 will allow us to do that. And then we'll move him to 8. Eifert will get points on. Afterwards, Air Force is going to continue to go after him. But we've got a little bit of wiggle room here, and I'm going to take the risk. All right, that's recruiting for this week. Let's move on. All right, the I-35 showdown. Texas State has the edge on paper. They're highlighting their wide receiver, Kylan Evans. We'll see if we can come out on top. Okay, it looks like we're 1-1. Texas State took it to us. Our championship contender has now dropped to D+. We were at C-, now we're D+. Coach Prestige still hanging out at C-. Let's take a look at conference standings. Texas State moves to 2-0 after beating us. LSU is 2-0. Tulane at 3-0. There we are at 1-1. Couple 0 for teams here in Arkansas State, Louisiana Tech, and UL Monroe. That's a quick look at the Creole Plains Conference. All right, let's jump into recruiting. All right, so for Alex Jolly, Texas State is making about the same amount of ground as we are. Our championship contender took a hit, so that doesn't help. We do have proximity to home, but I'm assuming Texas State has that as well. Dante Ware, we continue to make the biggest jump. Let's see. For him, it's going to be student of the game. We'll get him that hard sell. LSU has decided to really put in a lot of points into Milburn. I don't know that we're going to be able to contend with that. What other wide receivers do we have? I mean, we could lock down Charbonnet. I mean, look at that jump LSU made. And Mississippi State. Boy, I hate to pull off him this early, especially when the points really aren't needed anywhere. I think we'll keep him one more week. Maybe LSU pulls off. I'm guessing they don't. But we don't have to put points into Charbonnet just yet. Or Toner. I think we're okay there. So Milburn will stay. Babcock, we're making good ground. We got a hard sell on him. He's ready. Baraka, we're looking good. Again, Sam Houston not putting many points in. They used their points, I'm assuming, to schedule that visit. And I think we can get him to commit before week 10. Eifert, again, we got Air Force on him because we had to jump up with Jayson here. And we made the cut. So we're off Jayson. Made the strong connection. He knows we want him. Nobody else is going after him. We're going to cool it on him. Put more effort into Colin because Air Force is after him. George, looks like we're making more ground than Texas State. We got the aspirational sell. I wish it was better with championship contender, but we'll have to make do with what we've got. Charbonnet looks good. Rossi good. Ferwerda. Rashad Wake, I'm just going to throw 5 because we've got it. And he's got Sam Houston, but I think we can catch Sam Houston if we just keep putting 5 into him every week. Tap is good. Small, good. Boone, Toner, Folk. Heaney, Texas State took the lead. We're fine with that. I think we can manage that. Lawrence, we're looking good. Madden, Clay, it looks like Tulsa has put some effort into him, but we're in his top 3. I think we're okay for now. Cook is good. Laporta good. Bavaro good. Jasmine still good. Young still good. Sparks good. Machado. Cabral, it'd be great to get some points into him. I just don't think it's going to work right now. Halen, we're still good. Rust. Sun, and we haven't moved. And Flott have not moved. All right, so we're at 33 targets. And I do know we have an email from Al again. Let's check that out. Looks like Al found a gem possibility in John Amerson out of Concord, North Carolina. Let's go find him. All right, here's John Amerson. He is a scrambler, 5'11", 187. Let's see what Al has to say about him. It wasn't Al. It was one of his assistants, Marcus. It was his coach. Just got off the phone with Marcus, who's been scouting the Carolina region. He stumbled upon a Friday night game in Concord, North Carolina, and couldn't contain his excitement about a QB he watched. He immediately sent me highlight clips, and I think we need to get on this kid fast. Quick profile. 2-star QB out of J.M. Robinson High School. 5'11", 187. Scrambler with surprising arm talent. 2,400 passing yards, 24 TDs, 8 picks last season. 875 rushing yards, 14 TDs on the ground. 64% completion percentage. And he led his team to a conference championship. What jumps out? Marcus says his escapability is elite. Reminds him of that QB who led Appalachian State over Michigan years ago. Creates something out of nothing when plays break down. The arm talent is what shocked Marcus most. Throws with excellent touch and accuracy despite often throwing on the run. Has that special ability to extend plays while keeping his eye downfield. The best sequences from the clips. 1. He escapes 3 tacklers in the backfield, rolls right, delivers a 40-yard strike on the run. 2. Zone read keeper, where he makes 5 defenders miss on a 65-yard TD run. 3. Third and long conversion, where he steps up in the pocket, then hits a tight window throw between 2 defenders. 4. Red zone play action, where he sells the fake beautifully, then finds his tight end in the back of the end zone. 5. 2-minute drill execution, showing excellent game management and decision making. Character notes. Marcus spoke with his head coach after the game. Amerson maintains a 3.8 GPA and is class president. Coaches say he's the first player in the film room each week and stays late designing plays with the offensive coordinator. He comes from a military family. Father is Army veteran and brings that discipline to everything he does. Younger teammates apparently gravitate to him for leadership. My take? The 2-star rating is clearly due to his height, but we've seen this story before. This kid has the it factor that can't be measured. His ability to create outside structure while maintaining accuracy is rare. What stands out most is his football IQ. Coach mentioned he audibled to the correct play call multiple times when defense showed something unexpected. Marcus already arranged to meet with him and his family next week. I'm sending Marcus back to see another game and gather more intel. With our development approach, I see a player who could be molded into a dynamic dual threat who thrives in our system. I've attached Marcus his initial clips and notes. Let me know what you think. and if you want me to prioritize a personal visit. Al. Okay, Al just keeps finding them, and his staff. Marcus down in North Carolina. John Amerson, welcome to the board. Let's say I'm going to get him 5. I had to take it off Wake. Maybe we'll take it off Eifert. There we go. I want to make some ground up on Wake. We'll move him up. All right, Amerson gets a scholarship. All right, that's it for this week. Let's move on. Let's see if we can go on the road and beat Luther Darrisaw and James Madison. All right, Baraka commits. I thought he might commit this week. We made really good ground on him. I almost decided not to go after him because there's a lot of because Sam Houston had the lead. We level up though, get 10 additional points. Championship Contender goes down to D. That's going to hurt us for some of our recruits here. All right, let's check out conference standings first. Texas State 3-0. LSU 3-0. We are here at 1-2. Arkansas State still 0-3. Louisiana Tech 0-3. And UL Monroe 0-3. Only 71 overall for UL Monroe. But Texas A&M coming around, they're at 3-1. Tulane's 3-1. Be interesting to see how this conference shakes out. All right, let's dive back into recruiter. Let's go to offensive line. Recruiting actions give a bonus to offensive linemen. We want that. Again, we're going after the trenches first. And I don't know that we're going to go past Tier 2 for recruiting. We'll kind of see how it plays out here, but I think Tier 2 is the most I'm going to go here in recruiter. Okay, we've got a bye week. We have extra 50 to spend because Baraka signed with us. That's huge. Jolly making really good ground. Where looks like Northwestern put some points into him. Our hard sells aren't super effective right now. You can see A-, C-, and D. And that D for academic prestige. That is not going to change, and that may hurt us. Milburn, here we got to see what LSU did. Okay, so they did back off a little bit. That really helps us. We've got a decent hard sell on him. What do we got? B+, C, and a D-. Not the greatest. We're maxed out. We can't get to 60 on him. Do I schedule a visit here? I think I do. I think just scheduling a visit helps. So let's get him week 9. I should have checked our schedule. FCS doesn't help. Let's go week 9 against the Raging Cajuns. And let's get proximity to home. Okay, I think that's the best use of our points right now. I mean, Milburn is a burner. We'd love to get him. Babcock, we're looking okay. In his top 3. Got a hard sell on him. Eifert, we're still making ground even though we're at 35. We can hard sell him now. We got points. We can put 40 on him. Could be the clutch. Looks like it's the clutch. Easy enough. A, C-, D+. Again, not the greatest, but we'll use it. DeLuca making good ground. Got a hard sell on him. And now Wake, I think we can start putting some points into. Let's put 10 more into him. Keep battling with Sam Houston State here. Lutrus, who moved up. Again, Charbonnet looks good. Rossi for Werda. Tap. I'm hoping all these guys, nobody else finds out about them. We can sign those top guys and then come back after these guys. Heaney, we took over Texas State. Our scholarship just means a little bit more than Texas State for both Lawrence and Heaney. So that's good to see. Madden's good. Clay, we're just going to, I think, keep like this. Cook is okay. Laporta. Bavaro. Jasmine. Young. Same. Sparks. Machado. Cabral. Tempted to try to get points into him, but he's just getting into his top 5. Halen, we're okay. Rust. Sun. There we go. We jumped up with Sun and Flott. Amerson, I'm assuming, will kind of be the same route. Takes a while to get onto their board, but once you do, you can see we're making up some big ground here with Flott and Sun. So if it stays the same, we should be at the top of their board in no time. All right, no email from Al. He hasn't found anybody for this week. Let's move on. It's a bye week. We get to recover. See if we can sign anybody this week. Okay, championship contender goes up, even though we didn't play a game. Somebody else must have lost that pushed us up. We'll take that. FCS Midwest. I'm hoping we can take that game. All right, I want to jump into Alex Jolly, and I just want to talk about the hard sell that we use. Give you an example of how we recruit how we go about selling our program to the guys we want based on what they're interested in. So for Alex Jolly, again, his ideal pitch is aspirational, his top 3 motivations, athletic facilities, championship contender, and proximity to home. Here's a look at what PJ O'Connell would say in a hard sell to Alex Jolly and his family. So just imagine Coach PJ O'Connell at the Jolly family table pitching him UTSA. He says, I want to be direct about what we can offer Alex at UTSA because I believe it aligns perfectly with what you're looking for in a program. I want to tell you a lot about our approach to athletic facilities because it says a lot about our program's values. When you visit some of these big programs, they'll show you waterfalls in the locker room, leather recliners with built-in massagers, and locker rooms that look like something out of a sci-fi movie. They're impressive, no doubt. But let me ask you something. Does a waterfall make your reads sharper? Does a gold-plated locker improve your arm strength? At UTSA, we believe there's a threshold of effectiveness with facilities. Beyond that threshold, you're just paying for show. Our philosophy is simple. Provide everything athletes genuinely need to develop and invest the rest in what actually transforms players. Our weight room has every piece of equipment backed by sports science for effective training. Our recovery facilities include all the proven modalities that actually speed healing and prevent injuries. Our meeting rooms have the exact same film technology used by NFL teams. We meet that threshold of effectiveness across the board. But here's where we're different. Instead of putting millions into chrome finishes and extravagant lobbies, we invest in people and nutrition. We have the highest coach-to-player ratio in our conference for strength and conditioning. That means more individual attention, more personalized development plans. We spend more on a nutrition program than schools with twice our budget. When I took this job, I said, give me the best nutritionists out of the Institute for Integrative Nutrition and the best chefs instead of another waterfall. The fuel that goes into your body affects your recovery, your mental clarity, your energy levels. That's where we refuse to compromise. Some recruits walk into our facilities and say, where's all the flash? Those aren't our guys. Our players understand that development comes from expert coaching, proper nutrition, and their own commitment, not from sitting in a fancy chair. Just ask Jacavian Rogers, our all-conference cornerback. LSU tried to transfer portal him last year. You know what he said? Coach, why would I leave real development for fancy lobbies? We're looking for players who care about the right things, who understand that substance beats style every time. Our facilities won't make your Instagram followers say, wow, but they'll give you everything you need to maximize your God-given talents. The question is, do you want to be dazzled or do you want to be developed? As for championship contention, Alex, let me be clear about something. Championships matter to us. We're not one of those programs that pretends winning isn't important. It is. We're deliberately building a program that puts us in position to win championships, both conference and national. Some schools will show you their trophy case and talk about tradition. Others will dazzle you with flashy facilities and promise immediate results. That's not us. We're focused on the fundamentals that actually create sustainable success. Every decision we make is designed to position us for championship opportunities. Our scheduling, our conference strategy, our player development model, it's all constructed with clear championship pathways in mind. We're not hoping to accidentally fall into contention. We're methodically building toward it. We believe championships are built in the quiet moments nobody posts about on social media. In the weight room at 5 a.m., in the film study sessions that run late, in the tough conversations about accountability, in the mental performance training that builds resilience, in the team building outings. Our approach isn't about shortcuts or quick fixes. We're methodical about developing emotional intelligence alongside physical strength. We prioritize nutrition as much as playbook installation. We build genuine team cohesion, not just talent collection. Look at the programs that win once versus those that compete year after year. The difference isn't recruiting rankings or facility upgrades. It's culture and development. It's whether players are truly being coached or just being managed. Our blueprint is clear. Effective coaching that develops your specific talents, mental toughness training that prepares you for critical moments, strength and conditioning that's scientifically sound, not just Instagram worthy, and community connections that give our team purpose beyond ourselves. We don't need gimmicks or glitz. We need craftsmen who love their work. Players who embrace the process of becoming exceptional. Coaches who teach rather than just direct. Support staff who are passionate about the details that make the difference. So, if you want the easy path or instant gratification, there are programs that will promise you that. But if you want to be a part of building something real, a championship program with integrity and substance that's designed to compete for conference and national titles, then you're looking at the right place. Championships aren't accidents. They're the natural outcome of doing the right things, the right way, consistently. That's the only path we know. And Alex, the proximity to home is something we can't emphasize enough. Being just over 3 hours from Missouri City means your family can attend every home game. I've coached enough players to tell you, having family in the stands matters. It makes the big moments bigger. It provides support during challenges. We've seen the performance difference in players whose families can be present consistently. The proximity also means your family gets to be a part of your college experience. They can see your growth firsthand. Having that grounding influence nearby is invaluable. What we're offering isn't just a scholarship. It's the chance to be the catalyst who elevates an entire program. Texas State can offer a scholarship. We're offering a legacy. So there you have it. The hard sell to Alex Jolly. And again, that's why we're jumping up the board. Texas State didn't even make any progress last week, right? I think we're going to land Alex pretty quickly here. That's exciting. Again, look at his attributes. 91 throw power. He's got the platinum field general mental ability already. Play action, throw on the run, under pressure, medium accuracy, awareness, deep accuracy, speed, all in the mid-70s. Short accuracy at 84. I think this guy's going to be legit. All right, next player. Dante Ware, again, looking good. Making really good ground. It's going to reset after top 3. So we'll see if Northwestern and Air Force ramp up their recruiting efforts after top 3. Milburn, here we go. LSU, looks like they stopped going after him. They made that huge jump. I almost pulled off him, but we didn't. We stayed committed. We scheduled a visit. We're in his top 3. We're making really good ground. We may get him really soon. Mike Babcock, again, we're making the same progress as Louisiana Tech. I think we signed him after this week. Baraka we signed. Eifert, we're looking good. George DeLuca looking good, although Texas State has a visit with him. But I think we can sign him before week 12, so we're not going to schedule a visit. Wake, we took the lead just putting 15 into him. That's great. Lutrus. So now we got 40 points to spend on one of these guys down here. I think there's somebody who could really use it. Yeah, like Heaney. We go 20 for Heaney, 20 for Lawrence. Clay. Heaney and Lawrence were in first. Clay would need to make up ground. Oh, I think Clay and a corner down here. Cabral. I'm going to do 40 on Cabral. Just because it's Texas State that's ahead of us. So we'll see if we can jump up Cabral's board, annoy Texas State at the same time. All right, so Flott, we got the first. Sun, we got the first. That's really good. Amerson, again, I think we'll continue to climb up his board. We're probably right around 15 right now. Maybe next week we can jump up into the top 10. Halen Machado, we're looking good. I think we got a chance at everybody on our board right now. And thanks to our lead recruit, Al Ways-Becrutin, we're in a good spot recruiting-wise. All right, that's it for recruiting. Let's move on. Okay, FCS Midwest, 67 overall. They're coming to our place. Hopefully we can take care of business and move to 2-2. We got Milburn. Wow, it looked like we weren't going to get him a few weeks ago. I couldn't be happier with it. We got William Milburn. Mike Babcock we get. So 2 big signings there. Milburn is the biggest. I really thought LSU was going to swoop in and take him. And I don't know if you saw on that last screen, but was it Mississippi State? Looks like they put a big push in at the end there to get him. Championship Contender goes up to C-. We're at 2-2. Let's keep rolling. Texas State takes its first loss, but they're 4-0 in conference. Memphis at 3-1, undefeated in conference. Texas A&M is up there. LSU, Tulane. Here we are at 2-2. They have an outside shot at conference championship here. We'll see. Texas State is kind of a surprise up there. You think Texas A&M and LSU would be undefeated in conference, but not the case right now. All right, recruiting-wise, Alex Jolly. After continuing to hear the hard sell after hard sell, we just continue to build the relationship with him. Looks like we're going to sign him after this week. Dante Ware, I wouldn't be surprised if we signed him after this week as well. Northwestern has a visit week 9, but I think we signed him before then. Eifert, we'll get into his top 3 soon. We may have to get a visit on him. We'll maybe double check that next week. DeLuca, I think we signed him before week 12, probably after this week. Wake, we continue to make ground over Sam Houston. And Cabral, we overtake Texas State. That is huge. Lutrus looking good. Charbonnet, Rossi, Ferwerda, Tap, Small, Boone. One thing I forgot about is that I said I was going to sign 17 3-stars. We have more than that right now. I may adjust that for the first one. I'm really getting into strategizing how to recruit these guys, but maybe we lose out on some of these guys that have other teams after them. I don't know. But we're going to keep it as is. Clay could use some points here, but not even that many. Let's just go 10. And like Jasmine will get 25. Young will get 25. Halen will get 25. Let's get Clay to 25. So we have 5 to play with. Is Texas State after any of these guys? Let's go after, let's get Clay to 15. Then we go 10 on Lawrence, 5 on Heaney, and hopefully pull away from Texas State here and get another recruit from them. All right, that's it for recruiting. Our lead scout, Al, hasn't found anybody on the recruiting trail, hasn't gotten any film that he's really excited about, so we'll move on. All right, Texas Tech, a big Creole Plains conference matchup. They're highlighting our receiver, John Chosen, and there's the conference standings. Texas Tech is at 1-2 in the conference. We are going on the road. It's going to be a tough matchup. Let's see how we do against Texas Tech. Boom, Alex Jolly, QB of the future. We've got him. Big signing. Dante Ware. That's exciting. George DeLuca. 3 big signings. Eifert were in first. Recruiting couldn't be going any better right now. Championship contender goes up. We beat Texas Tech. Wow. This is great. So 3-2 overall, 2-1 in conference. That's big for being a championship contender. Although this week we got Texas A&M. 87 overall for Texas A&M. They're 5-1. 3-1 in the conference. They're ranked 25. Taylor Catanzaro, their QB, 78 overall only. Here's a quick look at the Creole Plains conference standings. Again, Texas State still on a run, 5-0. A&M behind them, LSU behind them. We're right in the middle of the pack, kind of biding our time here. Hopefully we can come out on top against Texas A&M. But that is for the next episode. So through 6 weeks, we are 3-2. Our recruiting has been going phenomenally. Again, we got one of the best recruiting staffs in the country. We've signed a bunch of guys. How many have we signed? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We got 6 guys signed. We got some really promising 2-stars back here. We're jumping ahead in some really key recruiting battles for key positions here. Taking some guys away from Texas State. Hopefully, Lawrence and Heaney were jumping up. So things are looking really good. But that's where we're going to end it. Hopefully you've enjoyed this episode. Let me know what you think about, diving into the hard sell, what that sounds like, and diving into sending the house. That's kind of stuff I nerd out on. That's the kind of things I think about as a coach, as a sports psychology consultant, and I wanted to really incorporate that into my dynasty. And so hopefully you guys enjoyed it. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. I got more things coming that I mentioned in the first video, jumping into the archetypes of the player based on I'll get into it here, based on their ideal pitch, right? Their top 3 motivations. What kind of person is he to have those motivations and that ideal pitch? I'm going to dive into that, how they would respond after games. It's going to be fun. I'm going to have a blast making it, but I want to make sure that I get the recruiting class set, and then we can really dive in season 2 when we start playing games. So thank you so much for tuning in. If you haven't subscribed or liked, make sure you do that. My goal is to get to 1,000 subscribers. I probably should have set the goal of 500 first, but I want to get to 1,000. I want to continue to connect with people who play this game like this, they're realistic, who love the recruiting, who love the psychological aspect of sports in general, not just gaming. So do me a favor, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you in the next Unheralded Dynasty video. But until then, keep gaming, keep growing, and keep celebrating those obscure victories. Game on.